All right, Brandon, that was our worst outro of all time.
We just...
You were talking, and I went, it's time to begin this game.
The music, though, was good.
No, the music was great.
The
music's always good at GOM, actually.
Yeah. I never heard a bad song here. They even have K-pop before the matches, and I happen to enjoy it. Some people don't.
I'm not crazy for K-pop, actually.
Yeah. I mean, the videos and everything are not really my thing. Just some of the music is decent.
Well, the video is mostly
catchy.
all my thing, man.
Well, you like to watch those girl groups.
Those girl groups, man. Oh, yeah. Now, we actually have a lot of tanks here barreling down.
Chiu Papo spotted.
Yeah, Chiu Papa has been exposed here. Sunglove here on the road by the mountain and the river. Again, south side does have the defender's advantage here, so we don't normally see them be aggressive. Although, then again, Noah is here, so confident against the Vipers that they may try something a little bit dicey to close this out.
Yeah, Noah already rolled over there, was trying to get some blind shots, but now the Viper's going to back out. He actually does get a shot.
The Viper's actually retracting right now. Yeah. Backing up, most of them now passing through the B file here.
Seikaze actually took a bunch of damage from those blind shots across that huge lake in Lakeville.
Now, are we going to see Noah push a little bit further up here? We see Evenfall actually the farthest advanced here, right at F2 right now. The T1s are usually used to spot. What you want to do is have that T1 and utilize the radio signal so that you can tip off your tier 8s as to where everybody else is on the map.
Yeah, Evenfall being the most far up the map for his team. He's the shot caller. Seikaze taking more damage.
Oh, Seikaze could be in trouble. Now remember, if the tier 8 advantage, or lead I should say, that can close out the game. So if they kill one of the Vipers tier 8s, all they have to do is turtle and not lose any tier 1s. Whoa!
Oh, bounce shot there, I think.
Was that a shot from a T1?
Seikaze is positioning himself perfectly behind this rock to not take any more damage.
He's basically not allowed to die right now.
Yeah.
Because if he does, it screws up everything.
He's like a guy in the army who actually has to hide behind a tree, and he needs to, like, go sideways, you know what I mean? Stand sideways so that he's, you know, nothing is showing.
Suck his gut in.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he has a big beer belly and he has to suck it in.
Yeah.
See, he can't even move. If he does move,
now these are
screwed.
blind shots right now. All they know is that he roughly should be in this location, so we have a bunch of shots being fired into the dark right now in the hopes that one of them will end up hitting the engine here of that Viper tank.
Viper's looking to make a move on the east, sending a bunch of their heavy tanks over there, as well as some lights, trying to take advantage of that. So far, slowly coming down, sending that T1 first. But the T1 for Noah should spot this. He's not long for this world.
Okay, now we have Nero coming up over here, and Nero's picked up, but the function of Nero in that moment is to try to identify how many tanks are over in that location. So he served his purpose.
Yep. I think he spotted 3 of those over there.
Now Evenfall is also going over here. He's northbound, coming through the 2 file. With several other tanks. It looks like there's going to be 3 other tanks here. Now, a 3-tank base capture could end the game in under 30 seconds, so that's something else to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, having Evenfall in the lead here. He doesn't get spotted, but you did see that other tank over there. They do know it's weak over there, but Vipers would be able to get back and defend it if they started it. Hypocrite, 9 health. Evenfall at 7.
Evenfall getting low. Now, Evenfall is actually very important right here. And Evenfall does stay alive because a 3-tank capture over here on the north is a much bigger difference than a 2-tank base capture.
Yeah. Something they could actually do is come around behind Seikaze, who's hiding, and pick him off first. Because he's so low, only about 2 shots would do it. At the same time, though, Viper's trying to pressure over here on the east side. They got to be careful, though. They got to make sure they don't let Noah get that base capture.
All right, they are closing in here. Now, they might wait until all 3 of the NOAA tanks are up there before they hop on that base capture. And I think we are, it's beginning now. One more tank coming up here to make this a double base capture. Wait, is it? No, it's actually a 1 base capture, excuse me.
Yeah, they're just keeping even fall on there and having those 2 tanks in the back to defend
And
him.
Shiopop is going to come up here and end up hitting one of these tanks from behind here.
He could actually get Seikaze here.
Oh, the C-69 could be in trouble. Uh-oh, this guy's in some serious trouble right now. He could actually get pushed off the edge here.
Yes, he could. 2 of these AMX 1390s coming over here so fast. Shiopapa taking a bunch of damage as well as White Morph, but Seikaze goes down.
Taken out easily. And you know what's funny is they actually backed off the base capture. They just needed to get control of that location, which means all of the Viper tanks over here in the upper right are now out of position.
Yeah, and it's going to be so hard to get over there for the Vipers. They're going to have to shoot from afar.
This is actually not that different from our previous game where there is a 16-tier advantage right now in the mid-game here in favor of NOAA.
I think that's actually a 9-tier advantage because they only got T6.
I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. That's a T1. So
yep.
that would give them a 9-tier advantage. Excuse me. Yeah, they lost the 2 T1s. Either way, it's an over an 8-tier advantage.
Yeah.
So
that's the important thing.
Yeah. I was about to be like, yeah, Brendan, 8 plus 8 is 16, and then you've proven me wrong here.
I'm like, no tasteless. It's
no
17.
tasteless. You're so bad at math. Now, the Vipers, the burden for them is they have to make some kind of initiation. Their base is now being occupied. They're all stuck over here in the upper right. But if they handle this poorly, and by the way, it's very hard to handle this one properly here for the Vipers. They're going to get gunned down as they attempt to maneuver through a pretty open area here. The north center part of this map is basically a field. Sunglove now taking damage here, and he is 1 shot away. Before I can even finish my sentence, he is picked off.
NOAA just so good at putting the Vipers in a really bad situation. This is how you win games. This is how you do it. You got to watch NOAA and learn from them. Now even more damage going down. I don't even think any of the Viper tanks took too much damage. I know those 2 AMX 1390s took a bit in the middle, but they did trade for Seikaze, that first tank. Now Artie World coming up through here. NOAA not even going to go for the base capture, just going to come around and try to take him out, it looks like. They already have the advantage. They don't have to really push.
These guys are completely out position here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be surprised if NOAA aggresses any further because there's no need to do this. In fact, I think I spoke too soon. It looks like NOAA's already starting to close in on them here.
NOAA's like, oh, we got dates tonight. Like, can't waste any time.
Yeah, man, we got a table booked at the club. We got to get out of here, is what NOAA's saying.
I mean, they could just back off. They don't have to do this, but they already have such a big advantage. I guess they just want to try to see if they can land some shots and continue to take out more tanks. Both of these Viper tanks over here are so low.
Yeah, seriously.
Rate as well. Rate.
Yeah, how do we say his name? Is it Rate?
In English, I think it would be Rate.
Yeah, I just want to point out, they could have won this on the base capture. NOAA could have.
Yeah. Looks like they're sending a couple of those guys over there now. White Morph going in a circle.
Okay, so we have 2 tanks now. That's going to push the clock under 40 seconds here for the initiation timer for Vipers. I mean, the Vipers have to do something very quickly here, or they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, now Candy and White Morph here, those 2 tanks. 20 seconds. There's really nothing the Vipers can do, actually. NOAA, like you said before, just
I am
so well
literally
positioned.
Turned around in my chair, looking at the Vipers, trying to figure out what's going on. I see Sunglove talking to one of their players playing on the screen. It looks like they're going to attempt to do something pretty well. I mean, there's 4 seconds left. I mean, what?
Yep, that's it. That's a base capture. They didn't even attempt it. Now NOAA up 2-0. Both games
dude,
very one-sided.
You know, I got to say that last game was pretty disappointing there for the Vipers. They were completely impotent in that game.
You can even see in their play how they're not confident. They feel a bit disappointed in themselves as well. And
well, I mean,
they should.
That last game was just weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, NOAA did a really smart play. Even Fall, along with 2 other Tier 8s, pushed up through the north. And what did that do? And they initiated a base capture, which was not intended to end the game. What they then did was had 2 other Tier 8s push through the road by the river and the mountain to destroy the T-69 that had already been wounded early on. And from there, they just had map control. They were able to keep the Vipers stuck in the town, and it resulted in a win.
The Vipers trying to go, I guess, to the east, having one of their guys try to abuse that little rock in the middle and try to get a bunch of different angles. But in the end, Noah's pushing to the left. Really just Vipers didn't really have an answer for it. And then once Noah got that position, sending those 2 AMX 1390s right through the middle was a good idea to take out the T-69. Yeah. Get that advantage rolling. And from there, they just had really good position because they even had the guy on the east side, like right next to the lake as well, slowly come up. And then you had like three avenues of shooting.
Well, there's no way to really get out of that position when you're stuck in it for the Vipers. So, I mean, we're talking about a map here that almost 50% of games result in draws on.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Noah made that look like a cakewalk.
Yeah. In the South as well.
In the South, which has a 20% win rate. So, I mean, the Vipers here are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. It's easy to see, even on a map that Noah lost to the Vipers on, they smashed and they bopped them, like you said before.
They bopped them, man.
On Lakeville in the South, not the best side.
They got busily bopped.
They got busily bopped in that game. What's going to happen in the 3rd game? I'm very, very excited.
They might get booped. I don't know. I don't know.
You never want to get booped. That's embarrassing.
No. You know, there might be a boop. I don't know. The Vipers, like I said early on, don't seem to be able to think on their feet. They go in with a plan, but when the situation changes, when they're presented with a new scenario, they don't really have much of a solution.
Yeah, it didn't really look that way. I mean, it looked that way, like they didn't really have a plan. Vipers now choosing to be in the South on Himmelsdorf. South having a better win rate. Draw rate not quite as high on this map.
You know, it's funny, too, because when I first started casting World of Tanks and I looked at this map, I thought, oh, no way would this ever get a low draw rate.
Yeah. It doesn't, at first glance, it doesn't really lend itself to that. But,
yeah. Excuse me.
I guess there's just a lot of different strategies and avenues for you to attack on that different teams have figured out, and I guess it lends itself to that.
Now, this is a very heavy tank map.
Yeah.
We mostly see AMX 5100s and IS3s.
The occasional T-69.
Yes, the occasional T-69. We have seen a couple KV-5 rushes on this map, but the KV-5 rush is like the 6 pool of World of Tanks, basically. You know what I mean? It's like the 4 pool.
It's like putting all your eggs in one basket. If you don't execute it well, then you basically lose.
Exactly.
It's basically like the cheese of World of Tanks.
Yeah, it's the cheese build of World of Tanks. So I doubt we're going to see that. You don't normally see that from like the top 4 teams out here. That's normally.
I think I casted a game with you where one team was down 2-0 in a best of 5, and they just KV rushed.
The KV-5 rush. Yeah,
KV-5 rush, and they actually won, if I remember correctly.
Okay, head-to-head here. We're getting close to starting this game here. Noah is ahead 2-0 right now. It is a best of 7, so the first team to get 4 wins here closes it out. Can the Vipers turn this around?
That's a big question. It's not looking that way so far. Excuse me, but they could possibly take one. Maybe Noah actually lends the request the Vipers want and lets them take one map. I don't think they will, but
all right, here's Noah now. Picking an IS-3 and an AMX 5100. So this is typical right now in this phase of the meta in the Korean scene. Actually, I shouldn't even say in the Korean scene. In the international scene, everybody's just picking nothing but heavy tier 8s. Yep. And that's exactly what we see. This is probably our fastest tank pick we've had here today. Again, this is the most solved of maps, I think, Himmelsdorf. It's one of the oldest maps, and it actually makes for some of the best games.
Yeah, I love games on this map.
Oh, it's great, man. We're going to have a tier 1 on the left side, a tier 1 on the right side. There may be some pushing here on the right. We'll see by the chapel. Anyways, this game's about to begin, so let's go.